My name's Alice Turner. I'm the Engagement and Communications Manager for Lab. And I've been involved with Public Service Pioneers since before it was called Public Service Pioneers, right around the time when Ellie and John started to engage and come to our workshops and try and devise what we hoped would be an event that offered something different for people to experience. So even though things have transformed even further than we even ever imagined, the idea and the impetus for Public Service Pioneers was to bring people together in a meaningful way so that they could have conversations and connect with others who face some similar challenges, but also some similar privileges that they did. So I think it's I find my job a privilege every day. I think that I'm really lucky to do it. And I think a lot of people who work in public services have that service mindset, that it's very important for them to offer themselves and their job to the public. And I think it's often can be quite a lonely place. We found in some of the workshops that we did early on that people could feel quite isolated, especially if they were trying to do something new. So one of the things that we really wanted to do with PSP was to bring people together to be able to talk about those challenges and to find support from each other on the day, but also afterwards. So it's interesting that what we will be delivering now is something that is distant from what we had originally planned, but that may well have potentially more of those benefits than we could have ever anticipated.
This time a year ago, I was leading the Cultural Participation Research Network at Cardiff University in the School of Social Sciences in Wizard. And my involvement stemmed from a workshop that I attended in April 2019 when Lab, organised by Lab, and it was just a call out to anybody in the university, I think, who might be interested in the kinds of issues and topics that Lab was going to be exploring. So I went along to that and I found it really interesting. And then I went to a follow-up meeting about this possible event or network. And I felt that I wanted to be involved and I wanted the network to be involved, the CPRN, because it was a network which had a very diverse makeup and very diverse membership. So there were people there representing all community organisations. There were people there from public services, from local authorities. There were cultural and heritage organisations represented there, and artists and arts organisations. So I felt that these voices and these perspectives needed to be visible I feel they need to be visible in all aspects of public services. And I thought it was an interesting project to be involved in. So in terms of why I think this event is important now, I think the way that the world has changed it's really important to still consider inequalities and look at what is happening in terms of inequalities. People already facing structural inequalities in the places where they live, work, go to school, commune. Those inequalities are often, and they're tending to be exacerbated now. So I think that this event is really important because we still need to think about inequalities and how they're being affected given lockdown, given the pandemic and the different ways that people are having to live their lives now.
Hey everyone, I'm John Burgoyne from the Center for Public Impact, or CPI, where our purpose is to reimagine government so that it works better for everyone. And we are delighted to be one of the organizers of Public Service Pioneers. About a year ago, I was invited by Alexis, Alice, and the YLab crew to co-create an event that would help ultimately achieve what we really believe in at CPI, which is reimagining government so that it works better for everyone. And the idea was, instead of planning an event independently with a small group of people who think they have the best intentions for the broader group, we really want to co-create and build something together where we draw on a diverse range of perspectives to identify not just the outcomes of the event, but really the look and feel of it. Like, what's something that's going to really add value to a wide range of different people in public service who are committed to contributing to outcomes for everyone. Co-creation is really critical and important. It's something that we believe in. It's something that we've felt so grateful to learn from Alexis, Alice, and Ellie through this process, because what results from the co-creation, we don't always know exactly what it's going to be in advance. But one thing, when it's done right, that we can be sure of is that the quality of the relationships with the people that you're co-creating with is going to improve over time. One thing that we've learned at CPI is that one of the best ways to earn trust, one of the best ways to strengthen open, authentic relationship is by learning and creating together. And when we zoom out and think about the tough, complex challenges that government is facing, not just in 2020, but beyond, the ability for governments and communities to work together to effectively address those problems is really dependent on the quality of the relationships that exist both within government, across different levels and actors, but also across government and the communities that they're serving. And so CPI, we're super grateful to have had the opportunity to co-create PSP with our partners. And we hope that this event serves as an invitation and an opportunity for y'all to co-create with people that you may not have met before, but who are similar travelers on a journey of trying to ultimately contribute to positive outcomes. So here's to more co-creation, building trusting relationships, and a great event ahead.
Hi, my name is Alexis Bala, and I am a research associate at Lab, and I have been helping to co-create the Public Service Pioneers since its inception. So also like Alice, before it was called Public Service Pioneers. And originally we engaged in a co-creative process because we know that systems change is difficult and systems transition even more of kind of a lonely process. And so within all of that, we thought relationships were so important, and to be able to build relationships and actually make sense of changes that are necessary, you have to do that with people rather than to people. So we dove into an engaging process and emerged on the other side with some really nice ideas, which sadly got a little discarded and jumbled due to the pandemic. But now the event has turned into something, I think, a little bit more ambitious and exciting and longer lasting than we would have ever have previously envisioned. And so we're really hoping that people get to engage and meet new people and engage in different ways, and also deeply listen and think and reflect in ways that make them feel like they can take tangible steps forward in a very uncertain, unprecedented time. And so, yeah. I'm really excited to see how people react and respond to Public Service Pioneers, and I hope that you at least get to learn something new and meet someone new along.